Good morning. I wanted to, well, first, I hope you're well this morning. Uh, Everything's going well, wherever you are. I wanted to talk about the word intention this morning. And I always like to start off by asking myself, what does that mean? What is it? Because those things are always evolving, right? Inside of us. So what does intention mean for me? And please don't take this like I know. I've been certainly thinking a lot about it. So whatever it is that I know, whether professionally, personally, whatever, it's only because I spend time on it, and you know what you know because you spend time on that. I just point out that I'll go a little bit further with this thought that I've spent the last 15 years studying Austrian economics due to a good friend that introduced me to it years ago, which is, it's a very interesting thing in a lot of ways. It's a very deep rabbit hole, if you will, or a black hole, because it sucks you in, you kind of can disappear in it. Anyway, so then I've been studying financials and the way to look at the world from a financial point of view, how things have become what they are in the world. In many ways, it doesn't seem fair. But I'm not going to, that's another conversation. But the point is that I've studied these things pretty heavily in the last couple of years as far as financials in a different way, seeing things differently. So I don't claim to know everything, certainly, but I spend a lot of time on it, just like you spend a lot of time on your job, your business. I certainly wouldn't claim to know that. But anyway, intention. I have to ask myself the question, what is it, so that it checks myself. I check myself it helps keep my mind open to new information, to give it a certain amount of time if it's new information, to look into it, to study it a bit, to see if it has legs, so to speak. So intention, for most of my life, I really wasn't thinking about intention. I didn't put a lot of thought into that, although, I was familiar with the word and I understood the idea behind it. But I didn't put any real willpower behind it. And I will say there's a difference between intention and will. I think intention is the thought of what it is you'd like to do or plan, and will is the creative energy that gets it done. How much energy do you have? How much energy are you going to draw from the universal creator, what I call God? You can call it whatever you like, but it exists. Science knows it exists. It creates everything. And what is the energy? Electrons. Electrons created everything. So through my intention, whether it's been intentional, you're intending things, whether you think so or not. I'm intending things, whether I think so or not. So for most of my life, I didn't really put a lot behind it. I do now. But I didn't. So like, for instance, I started a landscape company that I owned and ran for almost 20 years before moving to Iowa. And I liked the idea. I didn't realize that I was putting my willpower and my intention behind it, but I was doing it. If I had really thought about it, I probably would have grown the business even bigger. But and I got into the building business at a very young age, learned how to build houses. I loved it, and I continued to do it. To this day, I still do. I mean, I put up this fence, I put up this shed roof here over this deck. I love it, but I hadn't put my intention behind it and created the willpower to start a business building houses. I didn't. I kind of walked away from it for a number of years, and I've had a lot of other different experiences. I think our souls are what guide this creative energy. It guides us. We draw from the soul, the creative energy, and our will drives that through. And if we plan, take the time to plan, think, have thoughtmanship, think about our thinking, that we can create and build and become creators of our lives. I wish I had known this so much earlier. So many of you probably do or did and still do. You're probably leagues ahead of me. But I wanted to talk about it because it's had a profound effect on me in the last couple of years. And the results of having planned or unplanned intentions can either turn out positive, even though you didn't know that they would, because we never know, but or they could turn out that it seems a little negative, possibly. So I believe, for me, I believe that God wants us to reach for the stars, really, reach for the stars. Wants us to create, build, connect with each other, to support one another, and to be all that we can be. Because I think that's really what it was all about coming here to this planet, was for us to all connect. And like I said in the previous video on speaking the truth, I believe we were meant to come connect and realize that we all came from this creative source, this creative energy, and that we are all walking around with it inside of us. We are part of it. We are part of the world that we see outside that we create. And we're part of that world that we're creating internally in our minds. If you close your eyes and you think about stuff, we're creating that. And because of that, we can recreate it. So, intention. What is your intention? You can do most marvelous things, the most unbelievable things. You can have the most unbelievable thoughts. So, thank you very much for your time. God bless. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. All right, I'm going to be revising these because I want to continue to grow myself with intention. Possibilities are endless until I leave this body. So I'm going to go for it, and I hope you do too. Come along, check back. As you know, there's a date and time and when I did this. So if you come back and you see that it's a different date and time, re-listen. Repeating things, meaning educational. I hope it's educational in some way, on some level. I hope you find some value. Repetition is the mother of invention. Jim Rohn. just thought of that. So anyway, God God bless, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.